Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, you're welcome. My name is Anita Phone, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified each and every time I upload a new tutorial on my channel. If you're a member, you're welcome back. Thank you for coming back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to how to sew a bubu dress step by step. So if you want to know how I'll be going about it, keep on watching. First thing I'll do is to go ahead and fold my fabric right side facing each other into 2. Then I'll refold it again into 4. Why are we refolding it into 4? That's because I want to be able to cut the front and the back. Once I'm done folding that up, I'll go ahead and make sure that whatever I have should be 1/4 of my hip measurement plus 4 extra inch. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just to go ahead, I'll be drawing a straight line, which is going to be my guideline. When I'm done connecting that line, the next thing I'm going to do is to take the shoulder measurement, which is 15 divided by 2 is going to give me 7.5. I'll go ahead and mark that up. Then I'll be adding 7 extra inch for the sleeve length plus 1 inch of sewing allowance. Then I'm going to slant it down by 1 inch. After slanting it down by 1 inch, I'm going to go for the neck depth of the front and the neck width. For the neck width, I'll go in by 3 inch. For the neck depth of the back, I'll go down by 1.5 inch, or you can go down by 1 inch. And then for the neck deep of the front, I'll go down by 9 inch. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect it up. I'll also connect my shoulder slant. Once I'm done doing so, I'm going to go ahead now. From this point, I'll go in by 1 inch. Mark, and I'm going to connect it all the way to the neck width like this. Now I'm going to go ahead now. I will mark the length of the sleeve, which I'm going to work in. I'll go with a 9 inch. 9 inch, and I'll connect that up. Once I'm done doing so, I'll go ahead to connect that point up with a straight line. Now, I'll go ahead now to measure from the shoulder to the waistline, which I'm working with. I'll mark it up, okay? Then I'll measure from the shoulder to the hip line. I will mark that up. Once I'm done marking that up, the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and connect it up with a straight line. I'll do the same thing here. I decided to go ahead and add 1/2 inch to my sleeve, okay, which is around the bust point line. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'll be putting my measurement. I'll take the round bust divided by 4, whatever I have, I will mark that up right here. And I'm going to go ahead, I'll be adding 2 inch for the ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. Altogether is 3 inch. Then I'll do the same thing on the waistline as well. Waist divided by 4 plus 3 inch. Then on the hip, I'm still going to do the same thing. I'll take the round hip divided by 4, whatever I have, I will extend 3 inch as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect this up. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and connect it up like this, like you can see me doing right here. I'll connect it up, but making sure that I don't have any sharp edges around there, okay? After doing so, and I'm just going to go ahead and mark the sleeve length, and that 1 inch is for the hemming of the sleeve together. I'll go ahead and mark the length of my dress, which I'm going to work with is 40. I'll just mark that up. Whatever I have on the hip line, I'll transfer it up to the downer part. Look at the way I connect it, very straight. After doing so, we're going to go ahead now and cut that up. But before I cut it up, I decided to add ½ inch more, meaning that I ended up adding about 3.5 inch. So you should go ahead and do so. Because this is a free dress, it is not a fitting bubu, okay? I'll go ahead and cut it. But before I cut the shoulder, you remember I've not added any ½ inch for the sewing allowance at the shoulder. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll be adding ½ inch for the sewing allowance. Then I'm going to go ahead now and cut that up. After cutting that up, I'm going to remove up the back, then I'll be cutting the neck depth of the front. And once I'm done cutting this up, we're going to go ahead and pin that up. Place the right side facing each other and you go ahead to pin it up. Once I'm done pinning that up, we're going to take it to the machine. I will be stitching 1 inch away. When I'm done stitching that up, I'm going to be folding ½ inch inwards to go ahead and hem that on. We'll first of all hem this, okay? We'll hem the sleeve, we'll hem the downer part before we go ahead and add up the band to the neck. Once I'm done hemming that up, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, press that up first of all to lay it flat. You want to go ahead now, measure up whatever you have from here to the downer part. But before you go ahead, you have to notch up the center of the back. Then you go ahead and measure it all the way to this point. Whatever you have, you just go ahead and multiply that by 2 and you cut up your band. What I have here is 15 inch. I multiply that by 2, I'll be end up with 30 in, but you need to cut 3 extra inch more. So I've went ahead and cut off my band and I added an interfacing to it. I'll notch the center of the back. So what I have here is 4 inch by 30, okay, 33 actually. Then I'm going to go ahead from the center that I notch. I'll just pin them up together all the way to the center. I'm also going to do the same thing to this other side as well. Once I'm done doing so, I'll go ahead to mark where I'm going to be stitching that up. Then when I get to this end, I'll make sure that I stitch half inch downward from the cut point, okay? Then when you're done stitching, you can go ahead and overlock this or you zigzag it. So you're going to notch those corners. Make sure you flip it to the right side, inside, put it inside, okay? Then you turn it now to the wrong side. The half inch which we marked downward and we did notch the side, right? You're going to go ahead and stitch that up to hold the band at the inside. And then after doing so, go ahead to trim off the excess. Then you overlock that up, flip it to the right side, take it to the ironing board, press it up to lay everything flat. If you want, you can just go ahead and top stitch this. I'm going to press it up now and I will be done with this a bubu dress. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. If you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, comment and share. I hope to see you on our next DIY. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.